Ever travel to another country only to feel unwelcome, uncivilized, or constantly in the way? Well, guess what? You're not alone. And today, we're diving into the hilarious world of international manners. Get ready for the lowdown on the top 7 rudest countries for travelers. Number 7, Australia. Now, don't get me wrong, Aussies are known for their laid-back and friendly nature, but their peculiar way of expressing themselves might leave you scratching your head. You're strolling through the streets of Sydney, and someone tells you, "Guy, mate, how you going?" before you panic and start searching for your compass. Let me break it down for you. Day is just a casual way of saying hello, and how you going is basically an Aussie way of asking, "How are you?" So, despite the initial confusion, rest assured, they're just being friendly. But wait, there's more. Australians have a knack for turning words into cute, abbreviated forms. Breakfast becomes brekkie, afternoon is arvo, and don't be surprised if someone invites you for a barbie. No, not the doll, but a barbecue. Just remember, in Australia, a simple no worries can solve most problems. So, while the Aussies may not be intentionally rude, their unique slang might leave you wondering if you've landed on a linguistic safari. Enjoy the sunny beaches, throw another shrimp on the barbie, and embrace the down-to-earth charm of the land where everyone's a mate. Number 6. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, often heralded for its charming accents and penchant for tea, has its own unique approach to politeness that might puzzle unsuspecting travelers. While Brits are generally courteous and well-mannered, their communication style can be a tad reserved and, some might say, delightfully indirect. In the land of Shakespeare and afternoon tea, the British are known for their dry wit and subtle humor. Sarcasm, delivered with a perfectly straight face, is practically an art form. So if a Brit offers you a lovely cup of tea, it's not just about the beverage. It might be a covert evaluation of your character. Navigating the intricacies of British politeness also involves decoding phrases, like "I'm not being funny, but," or "with all due respect." These preambles often precede a critique or disagreement, though delivered in the most refined manner. The weather is another topic where British politeness takes center stage. Engaging in small talk about the ever-changing weather is not just a conversation starter, but a cultural ritual. Complaining about the rain is practically a national pastime. But deep down, Brits secretly revel in the predictably unpredictable weather. In summary, while the UK is generally a haven for politeness, understanding the nuances of British communication can be as challenging as figuring out the rules of cricket. Number 5, Germany. Germany, known for its precision engineering, beautiful landscapes, and hearty cuisine, has a communication style that might catch some travelers off guard. Germans are famed for their directness, which can sometimes be mistaken for rudeness by those unaccustomed to the cultural norms. It's not that they lack politeness, it's just that they often prefer clear and straightforward communication. So, don't be surprised if your German friends get straight to the point without much small talk. Efficiency is the name of the game. The German sense of humor can also be an acquired taste. While they do have a playful side, their wit might be more subtle than slapstick. Sarcasm is not always the go-to, and jokes may be delivered with a deadpan expression. So, if you find yourself in a German conversation and the laughter seems a bit reserved, rest assured it's not personal. They just appreciate a different brand of humor. On the positive side, Germans are generally helpful and value punctuality. Time is considered precious, and being fashionably late might be less forgivable than in some other cultures. When in Germany, do as the Germans die. Arrive on time and be prepared for efficient and straightforward interactions. Bracing the cultural nuances with an open mind can turn a potential cultural clash into a delightful exchange of experiences. After all, where else can you enjoy precision in both engineering and conversation? Number 4, South Korea. South Korea, a vibrant and modern country on the Korean peninsula, is known for its bustling cities, rich history, and, yes, a communication style that might leave some travelers scratching their heads. Now, don't get me wrong, South Koreans are incredibly welcoming, but their direct and fast-paced way of talking can catch the uninitiated off guard. Picture this. You're strolling through the lively streets of Seoul, soaking in the neon lights and street food aromas, when suddenly someone starts talking to you at the speed of light in Korean. Even if you're fluent in the language, the sheer velocity of their speech might make you wonder if they've just challenged you to a linguistic race. Another quirk that might raise an eyebrow or two is the hierarchical nature of language. In South Korea, the way you speak depends on the social status of the person you're talking to. There's a whole dance of formalities, and if you're not careful, you might find yourself accidentally disrespecting someone with a misplaced word. And then there's the indirect communication. Instead of saying a straightforward no, South Koreans might employ subtle gestures or expressions to convey their meaning. It's like navigating a polite maze where saying what you mean isn't always the preferred route. Despite these quirks, South Korea is a fantastic destination with a deep cultural heritage, stunning landscapes, and a cuisine that will make your taste buds do a happy dance. Number 3, China. Traveling to China is like stepping into a vibrant tapestry of history, tradition, and rapid modernization. As you embark on your adventure, it's essential to keep in mind that the Middle Kingdom operates by its unique set of cultural norms, which might occasionally lead to interesting encounters. In the vast landscape of China, you'll find a rich tapestry of customs and traditions that may differ significantly from Western expectations. Some travelers have shared tales of moments that seemed a tad less warm than they might have anticipated. The Chinese communication style tends to be more direct and less embellished, which can sometimes come across as brisk to outsiders. In bustling cities like Beijing and Shanghai, the fast-paced lifestyle may give off an air of briskness. Locals are often caught up in their own whirlwind, rushing from one place to another. Culinary adventures await, and your taste buds are in for a treat. While ordering might involve some pointing and nodding, the gastronomic delights are well worth the effort. From sizzling street food to elaborate banquets, Chinese cuisine is a journey in itself. So, as you embark on your trip to China, approach it with an open heart, a dash of humor, and a willingness to dance to the beat of a culture that's as diverse as it is fascinating. After all, isn't the beauty of travel found in the moments where expectations meet delightful surprises? Number 2, Russia. Russia, the land of Matryoshka dolls, iconic onion domes, and a vast expanse that spans 2 continents. For many travelers, exploring this enigmatic country can be an adventure. But beware, the Russians do things a bit differently, and their communication style might raise an eyebrow or two. Let's talk about directness. The Russians have a knack for it. If you're expecting layers of sugarcoating in your conversations, you might be in for a surprise. Small talk isn't exactly their forte, and they tend to get straight to the point. Don't mistake their straightforwardness for rudeness. It's just their way of efficiently exchanging information. Now, when it comes to personal space, be ready to embrace the closeness. Russians don't mind standing a bit closer in conversations, and if you're queuing, personal bubbles may get a tad burst. Language can be a barrier, and not everyone might be fluent in English. But fear not, a few basic Russian phrases can go a long way, and locals often appreciate the effort, even if your accent is a bit comical. As for service in restaurants, a smile from the waitstaff might be as rare as a warm day in Siberia. It's not personal. It's just a different service culture. But hey, the hearty portions and diverse cuisine will likely make up for any perceived lack of smiles. In a nutshell, Russia is a vast, fascinating country with a unique cultural tapestry. Embrace the quirks, learn a bit of the language, and you might find that beneath the seemingly stern exterior. Number 1, France. France, the land of baguettes, romance, and a reputation for a certain je ne sais quoi when it comes to politeness. While some travelers might find themselves scratching their heads at encounters that seem a tad abrupt, it's all part of the French charm, or so the locals might argue. Picture this: you wide-eyed and eager to converse in your meticulously practiced bonjour, only to be met with a swift response that could be interpreted as, well, a bit too direct. Fear not, dear traveler, for you may have just stumbled upon one of the delightful quirks of French communication. In the realm of politeness, the French have a penchant for brevity. Small talk, in particular, might be considered a bit of a foreign concept. Instead of beating around the bush, the French prefer to get straight to the point, a characteristic that some visitors may perceive as a touch on the abrupt side. But fret not, for beneath the surface lies a nation with a rich cultural tapestry. The French value authenticity, and their directness is often accompanied by genuine warmth. once you crack that outer layer. As you wander through the charming streets of Paris or sip espresso in a quaint cafe, remember that what might seem like a dash of rudeness is just the French way of cutting to the chase. Embrace the cultural idiosyncrasies, throw in a casual merch here and there, and you'll find that France's charm extends far beyond the Eiffel Tower and into the heart of its people. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.